Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual fighting. I have another channel on which I speak about astrology, and I'm picking up right now the topic as guided by God, the topic of couples understanding the assignment. Okay, so this is a video in which I will talk about a different perspective, namely a higher perspective over what a couple means in a 5D perception, right? Because this is what we're aiming for. We are going through ascension. Most of us have been in 3D relations so far, depending on your age, of course. But most people have been in 3D relations, and all of a sudden people awoke and started the ascension. I wrote a prophetic writing some time ago in which I explained that most of 3D type of relations will break. Somebody doesn't like this message. Will break up, basically, because the reasons why you came together do not match the essence of ascension, right? So they become a burden. They become, how do you say this in English? A blockage in your path, essentially. So sooner or later, you will have to break that up, like it or not. We can call them karmics, we can call them whatever you want to call them. The point is, when you came together, you didn't have an understanding of the ascension and the 5D journey. So it was a purely 3D concept of partnership, of love, of lust, of whatever brought you together. But the point is that once you start your ascension, most of these relations will break up, and this includes not only love relations but also friendships, family relation, work relation, neighborhood, stuff like this, everything, all types of relations. You will have to cut off people from your life as you ascend, and they refuse to ascend, and they get stuck in 3D, or they want to pull you back in 3D, or so. Now this is a process, obviously, and it's different for each individual, because some people will break up those connections sooner, some of them later, some of them will go through some agony going back and forth. This depends a lot on you as individual, as soul, how much wisdom, spiritual wisdom you have. It also depends on what you went through during your 3D journey so far, because some people have been exposed to more programming, for example, or more obstacles. It depends. Okay, the point is, most of these relations you will break up most of these relations, like it or not, as you ascend. But the point of this video is God has guided me to talk about understanding the assignment of the couple, what a 5D couple means, why you come together. This usually, so far at least, as I said in other videos, and particularly in my prophetic writings, I explained that my spirituality has been very, very private part of my life for a very, very long time, until I was actually forced into revealing that part of my life, mostly because I cherished it very much. And I didn't want other people to interfere with it, to come, to judge, to block me, to interfere, basically. Secondly, because I was in an environment, networking environment related to my work, where most people were non-believers. Most people truly didn't believe in anything, or they believed in the wrong things, to my understanding or to my perception. So I didn't really find around me many people that would share my views. Hence, I adopted very business-like approach, where I said, okay, the office is the office. I will have a specific attitude at the office, very professional, very business-like. And my private life is my private life. I would not let you invade my private life with your toxicity, okay? And I don't need anyone's approval for that, right? Okay, so for this reason, I usually detach myself very easily from people who, toxic people in general. Colleagues, doesn't matter, colleagues, neighbors, family, potential partners, whatever. I always detached very easily because for me it was like, you know, you're weighing me down, and I don't want to be entangled in this, because I could always see, you know, that you have a darkness sort of attachment. I can define it now. At that point in time, I didn't call it like this. I used to call it, you know, you have your own issues with yourself, which you have to deal with. And I remember God has guided me to give you an example so you'll understand. When I was 24 years old, I had two colleagues, two women, and I was not necessarily very close friends to any of them, but I was trying to be a good colleague, right? So we would sometimes have, you know, like lunch together, or just go shopping together, something like that. I was abroad at the time. I wasn't in Romania. We were all abroad, working in a different country, with assignment from our workplace, right? And very shortly after we started working together, all three of us, a very toxic sort of combination started, where each of them would come to me and will tell me what the other one gossiped and slandered my name, how the other one said lies about me, and so on, right? So I listened for a very short time to each of them. I didn't respond to any of them individually, but I brought them all together, both together once at lunch. I said, I pay for lunch today. We go all three out, all three of us, we go out for lunch, and because I want to say something to both of you. And I told them, look, for this amount of time, she came to me and she told me, you said this about me. Then I turned to the next one and I said, look, for the same amount of time, she came to me at the same time, saying that you said this and this and this and this and this about me. I don't care if it's true what each of us told me. I don't care if any of you lied. My point of view is that this is a toxic way, and I don't have time for this bullshit in my life. I have things I want to accomplish. I was working and I was still a student. I was taking exams. I was studying to graduate. And I said, I have so many plans and so many things to achieve. At the time, I was also married. I said, I also have my normal, you know, as a wife duty, you know, at home, to take care of the home, to cook, to clean, to so and so. So I really don't have time for this bullshit. I have a workload which doesn't allow me time to spend in this kind of toxicity, and it doesn't really, it's not beneficial for me to drain my energy in getting upset every day about who says what and stuff like this. Basically, not all of these things that you have told me about each other are lies about me. None of it is true. If you guys have said it, that is your problem. But I'm not going to waste my time in any kind of relations with you. We will be colleagues. We will be polite to each other. We will have a business approach to each other. But I will not socialize with you anymore. And I will not accept any of you coming to tell me about the other one. What she said about me, what she did to me, and stuff like this. Just because I don't have time with this. Okay? Well, at the time, as I said, I was 23 or 24, something like this. At the time, I thought this is the most efficient way to put an end to that madness, because they created so much negative energy in my life, you know. I would have to deal with all this craziness, as each of them would constantly come to me and tell me about the other one, what the other one was doing or saying about me. So behind my back, of course. And so that was not, I thought that is most efficient and honest, very honest way to deal with it. I don't know what you think happened next, but I will tell you that they hated my guts for the rest of my life. They, of course, gossiped more and slandered my name more. And they then started doing this because I didn't listen to them anymore, and I refused any invitations that they issued to me. So we'll go together out and stuff like this. They then went to our common boss and they started telling him things, untruthful things about me and so on. So anyhow, so it didn't work. But this is how I used to deal with toxic people. Just so you will understand, this is why God guided me to show. I don't know why. I asked God, does this have a purpose, or why are you making me talk about this? God says it does have a purpose, and you must say this, tell them this example. So I gave you this example. I was 23, 24 years old then. It didn't work as I thought. I thought they will appreciate my honesty and they will mind their own business from now on. It didn't. It just enraged them more against me. They hated me more, and they did more slander and more of these hateful things, whatever. Yeah, the point is, I don't know what's the point, why God, yeah, I know now. This is because I don't like to deal with issues. Like I said at the end of the last video, I don't like to talk and to give lectures and to educate karmics, just because I think their logic is so wrong and they are so purposefully deceitful that to me it's annoying. It's like you spit in my face. Why you lie? I mean, I can see the truth. Now that I understand better my spiritual gifts, I understand that it's not only about being smart or not. It's all a matter of spiritual gift. So I can see that you're lying to me, which annoys me, right? Because it's insulting, it's disrespectful to lie to me. This is why I don't really like to do this. But God is forcing me to do it. And God keeps saying that I have to also make videos for them as well. Because essentially, I don't know why. God thinks they will learn from this. I'm not sure. But anyhow, I'm doing it. So then this video is talking again about couples. Most of the things that I will say in this video, God is forcing me to say about them, about these individuals who make wrong choices. Call them karmics, call them whatever you want. He wants me to explain a little bit further from a little bit different perspective, a higher perspective, this topic. And to explain that essentially all these betrayals and all these things, delays, blockages, fight and harm doing comes from not understanding the assignment of a couple, right? What they really need to understand, when they go back and forth and they keep doing harm to the other one, blocking the other one's path to meet somebody else or to develop the relation, all this domination, power struggles between in a couple, between the two. This is really because you don't understand the assignment. You are not, nobody is irreplaceable. Even if we talk about a twin flame, even a twin flame connection can be replaced. Twin flame do share soul ties. It is true. And everybody thinks that twin flame cannot be separated. No, it's not true. They do share soul ties. But if you lose that soul, if you make connections with darkness that lead to losing your soul, God will give that soul to someone else. And that someone else will pick up your assignment. And God will make sure that your counterpart will meet that someone else. And that counterpart will find that twin flame soul connection with that partner. You're not irreplaceable. People need to understand this. I said in previous videos, we came to 3D to fight a spiritual fight and go back to 5D. Some people are stubborn and they just refuse to understand it. Nobody is wasting time with your ass if you don't understand it. People need to actually understand this. The twin flame purpose, it is 3D spiritual fighting. It is a couple meant to help each other, to work together on spiritual fighting about anything else. You need to understand. Of course, you need to integrate into a couple. So you need to come together in a very close relation so you can carry on that fight simultaneously and efficiently and help each other efficiently. But you have a purpose together. But most of these toxic couples, and unfortunately, I encounter some toxic potential partners, they keep fighting with each other. They keep competing. They want to dominate. They want to program the other. Get the fuck away from here. Don't you understand it? It's not a competition. You must work together. They steal from the other. They want to steal the gifts of the other. This is so stupid to me. In this couple, the man, must learn how to fight or by protecting her. So while you protect your partner, this is how you evolve spiritually. The type of spiritual fighting you must carry on as a man in a twin flame connection will come to you only as you protect your partner. Because that type of bondages were created on your partner, which is your mission, you stupid. You don't sell your partner because you sold your purpose. I don't know if you people understand these things. So to me, this is why, God is saying to keep calm. Okay. She, on the other hand, in the twin flame couple, sees things, senses things intuitively and in dialogue with God by helping him get through the fight. So, as a woman in a twin flame connection, you don't fucking program the man sexually or manipulate him or create darkness on him on stuff like this. Because your purpose as a member of that twin flame union is to do spiritual fighting by helping him see what to fight, who to fight, how to fight. This is your purpose. If you want to transform him into a Muppet, which you manipulate, you lost your purpose. You have nobody to guide. This is the purpose why you are in a couple together with him. So there is an assignment for the twin flame union, the twin flame couple. It's a very high level warrior couple. Okay, so the assignment is very complicated. It's the most complicated one. Other assignments are given individually to each of them. But this is given to both of them together because it's so complicated and because the bondages are created on them as couple. Okay, so you are a team and you are sent here into a combat area. You must fight, and instead of fighting the enemy, you fight with each other. You sell each other out, or you sell your partner out. Now, how stupid is that? I don't understand you. So you must both carry on the assignment of fighting. You cannot question each other once you decide you're with the right partner because you don't have the time. It will always be that the 3D matrix will plant different obstacles between the two of you, particularly because the purpose you have is so important. Because the twin flames, as I wrote in my prophetic writings in 2019, they must be responsible and because they have the purpose of transmutation for the entire humankind. Normal couples transmute for themselves. Twin flames transmute darkness for the entire humankind. The bondages they break together, they unleash certain forces. They send back into outer cosmos certain dark forces coming for darkness. You don't freaking have time to compete with each other or sell each other out to the darkness when you have to do this. You have to work with each other. This is a purpose at galactic level. This is extremely important. And instead of focusing on learning about your gifts and learning how to work together, how to fight together, how to achieve certain things, you start creating bondages on each other. Or one of you, for example, goes to karmics and he says, well, you have to wait for me now. What the fuck to wait for you? Go away. Just stay away from my face. I will find somebody else to carry on my assignment with. This is crazy. You don't understand it. These forces have their own process of evolution. Nobody has time to put on hold the entire cosmos for you. Stupid asshole. Just because you have some sexual addiction, which is, by the way, programmed by them in order to stop you to do your assignment. And you just give in to it instead of fighting it. This is why, you see, I don't like talking about this, because it makes me very annoyed. So twin flames have very specific high-level spiritual fighting purpose. You must think, for example, as a police team, like a police team who's working on identifying drug cartel mafia, right? And one of them decides to get addicted to drugs and to do deals with the mafia. What do you think the other one is going to do? What do you think the other one is going to do? Of course, we'll get a new partner in order to carry on the assignment. Will that partner go back and forth with this individual? No. He will go through redemption and detoxification, healing. Go do your thing. Go pay your karma. Go redeem yourself. Go talk to God. Go talk to the karmic board. Go find ways to clean yourself from the mess you entered into. But you don't drag the other one down with you. The other one doesn't just go back and forth. Oh, no, because, we are a couple, so I should give him another chance. What the fuck, the other chance? You don't understand. You have a purpose. You have a goal. You have to achieve that. Again, those dark forces that you must transmute, they have a certain process that they go through. There are certain windows of opportunities when you're able to do that. The entire cosmos cannot be put on hold or be timed by your insecurities. You must do your work. Personally, I don't have time to argue with the other one who is supposed to be with me in a partnership or a couple. I don't have time to fight. I don't seek to convince the other one that he has to do it. I essentially just don't have time for this. Just like, probably that's why God told me to give you that example. Just like I talked to those women when I was 23 years old. I don't have time for your bullshit. And I don't have energy to waste with this kind of shit in my life. I have things to achieve. Okay? So I will go to God and ask for another partner if I have to do that with a partner. Or if not, I will do it by myself. And I tell you something. In my spiritual fighting so far, I have broken many bondages by myself, which were meant to be broken by me in a twin flame relation. Okay? So I was supposed to be in a couple to break those. I broke them by myself. Just so you know, you can do that as well. So do not think of yourself that you are irreplaceable. You're not. Believe me. And the entire cosmos and universe cannot stay in place just for you. Okay? It's an evolution. As I said in the previous video, each action that you take has entities, attachments to it. It's an energy which you create. You're grown-ups, you must think carefully. Do I really want to do this? Because you create energy. And if you create dark energy, you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to heal it. You're going to have to break the bondage which is associated with that. You're going to have to do redemption. You're going to have to go through, and you will lose many things. You will lose your partner. You will lose, you must understand that you will lose some things. I'm not saying what each and every individual will do, but most certainly some individuals will drop you and will move on. We don't have time to stop in place the entire spiritual fighting and the entire universe because of some individuals who refuse to understand the assignment. I must say something in my spiritual fighting. I have seen in working with God that there are certain opportunities, and God asks certain individuals to do certain things at a certain time. Okay? I've seen many times individuals who refused God, you know, and sometimes I would get annoyed, you know, like for example, when God has shown me, you know, my twin flame purpose, what we were supposed to do as a couple, but the individual who was supposed to be twin flame, or at least at that point in time, who I understood to be the twin flame, turned against me, made contracts on me, sent black magic at me, stole to steal my gifts, to steal my rank, to steal my properties, to steal my rights. I cannot even explain what I went through. So I was like, now, and so God asked other individuals, you know, to replace that individual, and they were refusing. So I said, God, why the fuck are you just asking him for so long? This is real. I don't understand. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. And God has shown me later on, as time passed by, like in a few weeks afterwards, God kept asking, that individual kept asking. I was like, I don't understand you. You're God. You don't beg someone to do something. You told him. He doesn't want to. Move on. And God was like, no, you will see why. And he kept asking that individual for a long time to do. And that individual kept saying, you know, I'm not sure I don't know how to do this. I don't know. Essentially, he didn't want to break up with addictions. He didn't want to break up relations, karmic relations. It didn't really matter that those were karmics, which were actually trying to kill him spiritually and so on. And at a certain time, in one evening, God said that now the window of opportunity closed for him. Now, even if he does everything that I told him, he's not going to be able to join anymore. That's done for him. And he showed me this is going to be the path for him now. And of course, there is redemption for everyone. But because of the stupid decision that individual made to sell his soul in order to send a certain darkness entity to me, trying to subdue me and to steal certain gifts from me, God said this type of I don't know how to call it, this type of soul tie. God said this type of soul tie with darkness that he has made now takes a long time of fight, totally different discussion now. He's gonna enter in totally different addictions. And actually God used these words. He has no idea what he got himself into right now. And I was a little bit mesmerized, and God showed me he did the same in previous lifetime. And God said, this is why I was begging him, because he did this in previous lifetime. And now it was his chance to break free from that. And instead of breaking free, this is why I was begging him to make certain moves at a certain time, because I knew what was coming to him. I knew who will come to him, what kind of poison they will put in his drinks, what kind of proposals we'll make to him. And I knew exactly how it's going to be developed if he doesn't listen to me at that particular time, you know? So there are opportunities which God gives to people. But the spiritual fighting is in such a way that God cannot explain you why. This is why obedience is important. God cannot explain you why you should do that at that particular time with that particular person, with that particular situation. But the window of opportunity will close up. The contract will be broken, actually. You won't be able to catch up with that individual, with that partner anymore, because that partner, at no point in time, the divine realm would stop in place or drag down somebody from his or her own evolution just because you refuse to do your thing. No, it's gonna be the mission, the assignment, and the entire reality will be redesigned for that individual, so that individual will continue evolving. You must understand. Personally, I did many things in my spiritual fighting which I really didn't like, just because God asked me without explaining why. And only after I did what He said, He showed me, this is why I asked you. You passed the test because you listened to me without knowing why. For example, God, and I wrote about this, a prophetic writing. God asked me, for example, go ask this, ask for help from this individual, you know. I was like, this is so stupid and embarrassing. Why would I ask for help? I was very independent all my life. I never liked, I still don't like asking for help. And God insisted, just go ask for help. Ask Him to help you with this. And they said, He's not going to help me. He doesn't know me. We never met. We just met now. We are in a public place, in an airport. Why would I go ask? And God said, just go and ask. And I went and I asked. Of course, the individual didn't help me, you know, but then God showed me in many different situations how that played out. And one time, for example, God showed me there was a punishment done by darkness to you, saying that you're not humble enough and you don't ask for help or something like this. You're prideful. So by doing this, He showed me energetically, you know, you released that kind of darkness which was following you, right? So by being humble, as I asked you to. Or for example, I asked other individuals other things when He asked me, when God asked me, and He showed me that individual needed help and I couldn't help him. What you asked from him was nothing, but because you were obedient and you asked when I told you, he was obedient and accepted to help you. I could pour divine grace on both of you. Each of you needed the divine grace from me. Each of you needed the healing of the divine grace. He doesn't pray, and because of this, he doesn't receive. And he showed me